My name is Guillaume Villar. I am a former basketball coach with more than 20 years of experience in global sales and marketing leadership in B2B, tech, life science sectors. With these podcasts, I have the ambition to help you and your team amplify your potential, help you pursue big dreams, and enable your sales and marketing to better serve your B2B customers. I appreciate you taking the time to be with me today. Please subscribe, please like, share, comment. I look forward to hear from you. Thank you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Today I want to talk about something that is very close to my heart because it has been part of my career for the last, nearly 20 years. It's selling, especially in a B2B enterprise context. 20 years ago, or a bit less than that, I was a project manager for a market research company, and I got invited to some customers meeting by one of my sales representative colleagues. During the meeting, the customer was not asking questions to the sales rep, not having a lot of conversation with her. The customer would turn to me and ask me questions about, the methodology and how this and that was working and so on. So after doing this for some time, I realized that there might be an interesting career progression for me, and I applied to a business development role in that same company. They trusted me with this. I did well, and became sales manager, then later sales director, VP sales, and so on. The point is that what led me to that journey and what made me successful in sales 20 years ago is very different from what would make me successful today if I was starting my career now. The landscape has drastically changed, and the main change is probably the fact that with the explosion of digital channels all over the place in the last 25 years, B2B buyers, like consumers, became self-educated. They know the problems, they know the solutions, they have done their due diligence research online. They don't necessarily need to ask you a lot of questions, they already have the answers. They found it through socials, through their peers, through videos they have consumed, and so on. And so because they are self-educated buyers, the kind of interaction they have with providers is very different. And their expertise requires salespeople to become much more credible subject matter experts and advisors than ever before. And so that's the landscape that has really changed, and that is fascinating. But that's also a huge stress on sales professionals, because what made them successful 20, 10, or even 5 years ago is not what will make them successful today and tomorrow. I see this from both the angle of my own personal experience as a sales and sales leader, but also as a former B2B buyer myself. I was a senior director of digital marketing for a multinational company, and I get to meet a lot of vendors and be approached by a lot of different providers who are pitching different solutions. No matter how good or poor is your cold call or your cold email or your cold LinkedIn email, the outreach doesn't work. So you need to adjust. And there are 4 keys, in my opinion, that will make you successful in B2B enterprise sales. The first one is to know your customers. Well, this sounds pretty cliche, but what I mean by that is to build a very robust and deep understanding of their role, of the challenges of their role. What kind of mission do they have? What kind of problems are they tasked to solve in the business? What are their related KPIs and goals? But also, what are their internal and external ecosystem they have to deal with? By internal ecosystem, I'm referring to, for example, the structure of their matrix organization, or who are the different personas that are involved into a purchase decision. Because for enterprise solutions, it's never a one-man show decision. It's always a committee decision. So you need to understand what are the selection criteria for persona 1, what are the selection criteria for persona 2, and so on and so forth. This requires a lot of work, documentation. So that's the first point. Know your customer in and out. The second element which is more internal to your business now, is to find a way to break silos with marketing. I hate to say it, but I still see a lot of large enterprise software companies who are struggling to have a coherent sales and marketing engine. While sales and marketing should be the two sides of the same coin, more often than not, they are still disjointed, disconnected. You need sales and marketing to be one team, to truly co-create together marketing strategy, marketing campaigns, marketing content that might resonate with your B2B buyers. And I said it might because there's no certainty until you put it out, you test it, and you see the result. So put the sales and the marketing folks in one room to figure this out together and make sure that the marketing team is more sales focused and the sales guys are more marketing focused. This is absolutely critical. It's not a nice to have, it's a must do. It's a must do for your efficiency in terms of commercial organization, but it's also a must do in terms of the kind of experience you're going to offer to your prospects and your customers. Because there's nothing worse than a disjointed experience when, as a customer, I receive marketing material, for example, that resonate with me, and I meet with a salesperson who is unable to convey the same story, who is obviously not aware of what this is, and who is struggling to make sense of it. This is just horrible experience. And trust me, it happens. The third element for a sales colleague is to build themselves a very profound and genuine subject matter expertise reputation. You need to be invited to panel discussion, you need to be on stage at industry events, you need to be able to focus on the problems of your customers, but you also need to ensure that you can leverage relationships as a subject matter expert. Because as I mentioned earlier, cold call is dead. So what works is to leverage existing relationship of existing customers, getting connections with other companies, with other buyers within the same business as well. You need to build that strong network, and this will be built. Your customers will help you build this only if you are a subject matter expert who is seen as a credible and genuine advisor to them. If you are seen as an aggressive salesperson who doesn't focus on them and just want to force something down their throat, they will push you away and you will never build anything. But if you focus on what matters to them, what keeps them awake at night, how can your solution solve meaningful problems for their businesses, then you will have the ability to build relationship and expand your opportunities. The fourth element, which is related to the subject matter expertise, is to do it at scale and to do it on social and especially on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is not your CV or resume. LinkedIn is the window of your personal brand shop. Your personal brand is how you portray yourself as a professional, and you do not want to be seen as a senior sales professional or as a sales leader. You want to be seen as a subject matter expert in industry A or challenge B. Again, talking about what matters to them, not what matters to you. If you are able to post concrete, valuable, insightful content on social very regularly on matters that are relevant to your audience, you are more likely to be approached by these buyers when the time is right and when they need you. There is no escaping this. There is no shortcut. All of these four elements must be done in conjunction with one another for this to be successful in working. And if you don't feel you are able to do it, ask for help. Your leadership, external trainers, partners can help you enable yourself to become that new, improved version of yourself. I would love to hear from you. Share some insights, share some thoughts and comments. Please help me by liking, sharing, subscribing to this content. I appreciate your support. I look forward to hear from you. Thank you so very much.